Well, hey everybody, welcome. Happy Baldur's Gate Sweep Day, dude. Happy Baldur's Gate Sweep Day. Baldur's Gate swept last night at the TGA Awards. And thank you everybody who joined me yesterday during our little watch party. I really appreciate it. I love ya. I love ya. And we have so many great things planned for today. Welcome to HyperFixations. So HyperFixations are just random things that I was really interested in this week, and I just want to talk about it. So this week, I will be honest, I've been super duper busy with planning the TGA stuff and kind of getting things together, and the workload's just been different this week. So I will admit that most of my mind has been on that, but there have been little things that I've been finding myself very deeply interested in, right? So here they are. Hyperfixations. Today's episode is called Dad Fix Last Meals in Alabama. Let's get into it. Okay, let's get into it. So I have been obsessed with this series called Last Meals. I don't know if that's the official title of it. I just know it's Tom Hanks has his last meal. There's the guy from Parks and Rec who was on it. There's this comedian that I watched that was on it. Margaret Cho was on it, but it was so and so has their last meal. Oh, Emma Chamberlain was also on it. And it's always so fascinating to me, what they choose, kind of shows you, the kind of person they are, the kind of things that they enjoy. And I think it's so fascinating. And the kind of conversations that they have surrounding death and the afterlife, I don't know, dude. I think that it's a fantastic conversation to have over food. I love having deep conversations over that. There's this thing in literature. I read this book when I was in high school. I'm sure a lot of you have read it as well, called How to Read Books Like a Literature Professor. How to Read Books Like a Literature Professor, where they talk about the importance of a communion, right? A communion scene or of eating scene is people coming together and kind of regrouping, seeing where things are, kind of rechecking, and it's a chance for you as a reader to do the same. And I feel that translates to real life. I think that when we eat, when we sit down to eat, that is a moment for all of us to collect our thoughts, to have a moment to see how everyone else in the tribe is doing, essentially. I think that gets lost in the sauce in today's world where we're, having lunch at our desks. I personally eat when I'm working, so it's it's not the best practice. But if you listen to how old people eat, if you watch how old people eat, or how people who don't live in America eat, especially, they sit down, they enjoy their food. And I think that there's something to be said about it feels this series feels going back to that. It feels going back to those and having that sit down meal once again. And so I think his conversations are really fascinating. He asks really good questions. They're not the typical interview questions, but they're just fascinating. They're fascinating stuff. And I thought that it would be cool if I gave you guys my last meal. So this is what I would have for my last meal. So, first off, to drink, I would have a water and the hazelnut. Where is it? Is it this one? Oh, the hazelnut Panera coffee. Oh, that is my favorite black coffee. I love black coffee. I'm a black coffee guy. That's what I get all the time. It's the cheapest, but also because when I get something with milk in it, even if it's non-dairy, I don't know, it just doesn't taste good to me. You know what I mean? It tastes kind of watered down to me if I have it with milk or sugar or something like that. I just love the taste. Catch me at a gas station at 3 a.m. buying coffee, sludge coffee, dude. I love black coffee. So that's what I would get for a drink. I would get this egg sandwich from this beautiful little coffee shop. I think there's a couple of locations now in Columbus, Ohio, but this egg sandwich from there, beautifully made. I would get it without the bacon, but there's spinach. There's this egg that's just cooked really nicely. It's not overdone. It's not runny, but really nicely, and over this bun, dude. Oh my god, I love this egg sandwich. Love this egg sandwich. Next, I would have my mother's lumpia, which is a Filipino food. It's a spring roll essentially. So I'd have her lumpia, which is a very when I was younger, I was very picky. I was a very picky eater. And like she would make all these like stews and stuff like menudo. I didn't like menudo. I really don't like menudo. I'm not too fond of adobo. But whenever she'd make lumpia, I knew that was for me. Oh, I knew she knew her audience, and that audience was me, dude. So it's lumpia with some white rice. Perfect. I'd have a small portion though, because if this is my last meal, I don't want to fill up too fast. Because right after that, I'm breaking the vegetarian seal, and I'm gonna have some Cane's chicken. I have been a vegetarian for, oh God, 2019. Is that 4 years now? Maybe, yeah, 4 years. I've been a vegetarian for 4 years. Became a vegan in 2021, and I only stopped recently and just went back to vegetarian. But I would break that embargo for some Cane's chicken. Come on, dude. Come on. It's so good. I love Cane's chicken. I loved going there with my friends, getting that really sweaty styrofoam box, parking beside the Cane's, and just enjoying your, crinkle cut fries. With a little bit of that Texas toast. Oh, that's for me. That's for me. I would have that. And then, as a dessert, I would have a peach cobbler. One of my favorite desserts of all time. Peach cobbler is so good. I love a peach cobbler. Yeah. So that's my last meal. That's what I would have for my last meal. All right. So, Alabama. Monty, why do you want to talk about Alabama? Well, I actually want to talk about this painting called Alabama, in fact. This painting by Norman Lewis, Alabama, 1960, is located in the Cleveland Museum of Art. And I think this is a very important piece of art to me because this is the piece of art that turned me into a fan of abstract art, right? I used to be a denier back in the day. I used to deny it. I used to say, no, abstract art, that's just somebody like throwing a paint can against a canvas and calling it art, right? Someone throwing a paint can against a canvas and slapping a $1 billion sticker on it, right? Once I like saw this painting though, I was changed. I was a changed man after I saw this painting. Because it's really evocative, right? If you look at it, it looks like it's just white squiggles on it looks like they just painted the entire canvas black and they just put like white squiggles on it. But there's something so not majestic, like chaotic about how it's like placed, about how it's like right in the center, how it looks like it's like a fire crackling in a camplight, right? If you think about the cover art for The Quarry, right? It's like the dark outline and there's like the campfire in the center. Like it's kind of like that. As I was looking at this, there's this phrase that you get to a lot when you are reading like literature about social issues, right? Especially when it comes to about Black people, right? When you read books about kind of the struggles that Black people go through in this country, you learn about how damaging it is when people just push into their spaces, when people violently, stake a claim in their spaces. And to me, this is kind of what that represents, right? You have this really peaceful Black backdrop, and then this like really violent, really just chaotic energy right smack dab in the middle, you know what I mean? And it really spoke to me in that way. And then as I read through the description, he talks about living in Alabama in the 1960s. He talks about how some of the abstract shapes are kind of reminiscent of the Ku Klux Klan. And I was like, yeah, I get it. I see it. I kind of understand it. It doesn't have, I think that's one of the things that a lot of people who don't consume a lot of art mistake is that something is art only when it is realism, only when it reflects only when it's like a mirror to your face is it a piece of art. It's not. Like the surrealists are not like that. I remember seeing somebody say like, if someone did like an AI generated version of one of not Da Vinci. God, his name just like left my brain. Starry Night. Whoever did Van Gogh. Someone did an AI generated version of Van Gogh's stuff, and they just made it like more realistic rather than his style. And they were like, doesn't this look so much better? It doesn't, because you lose that character. One of my favorite paintings of all time is Edward Hopper's Nighthawks. And they did the AI generated thing, and they like quote unquote cleaned it up. They added like lighting, and they added like made it in like the daytime. And you lost every ounce of character to it. And so to me, that is like art doesn't have to be just you hyper realistically recreated somebody's face, right? You added the acne scars and the pock marks to somebody's face, which is art. I'm not saying that's not art, but that's not the only version of art. And so to me, this painting was what opened me to the rest of it. So beautifully done. Beautifully done. Speaking of art, let's talk about fan fiction. I like Dad Fanfiction, okay? I like Dad Fanfiction, okay? So here are some Dad Fanfictions that I really like. So essentially, what the link between all of these fanfictions is that like it has something to do with like a single dad and a man who comes into his life and he's like wants to be a part of their family. Oh, brother. Oh, brother. Oh god, dude. When they hit you with the the child comes first, but I want to try this. Oh. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, dude, I clean up. Oh, dude, I'm laying in that bed, kicking my feet. My toes are a little wiggling, dude. Oh, brother. Oh, this is the best. So here's some of my favorites, right? So, Don't Walk Past by Comrade Giddy Biscuit. Ooh. So in this fanfiction, Levi is Aaron's dad. And it's really sweet. Levi's like kind of like a biker dude who's like really tough, but like goes to all the PTA meetings. But he's like a really, really doting father. And Irvin is Armin's dad, and Armin and Aaron become like best buddies, and it's really cute. And then like, and Irvin's like a big time CEO dude. Oh, so good. Another one I really liked was this one. A Flashlight to See in the Dark. This is Barry Allen and Hal Jordan. Really sweet. In this fic, this is like one of the fanfics I read like a long time ago. Like this is when I was like middle school, right? But in this one, Iris West is killed by the Reverse Flash. Like this is in the first chapter, leaving Barry to raise Wally on his own. But he has the support of everyone in the Justice League, but especially Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern. This one's really good. Like I have a hard time remembering everyone's like usernames when I like remember fan fiction, but Kaz Eyer's work is really good. There's another one where it was Robin and Wally, and that was really good as well. So check this one out. And finally, like I've talked about the Dreary ones before, but I wanted to just bring them up again. So here are a couple dad fics from the Dreary fics, right? So Far From the Tree is really sweet. Basically, these two twins come from the future, and they say that they are Harry Potter's children. Yep. It's really good. There's a line in there towards like the very end that's like really evocative. There's a paragraph towards the very end where Draco goes, "I really like them." I can't say any more about that without giving spoilers, but I'll say that he goes, "I really like them," and Harry knows, and it was like, I like screamed into my pillow. And then The Lesson of You is something similar to that, where it's like a child comes from the future claiming to be Draco and Harry's child. So Anyway. Those are some dad fics. And that's it. That's it. That was HyperFixations. Thank you for joining me with that. If you're watching this later on YouTube, love you. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See ya.